In this age of online guruship, most advice and things you see on the internet aren't going to apply to you, and they're not going to actually help you get to where you want to go and where you are right now. It doesn't work for the version of yourself that you are today. Not all of it, at least. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing, and it's not because it's bad advice per se. It's just, it doesn't apply to your current mindset, it doesn't apply to where you are on your timeline, and it doesn't apply to the things that you want to get done. It doesn't apply to your goals. It's not about dismissing guidance, it's about filtering through all the guidance and pulling what actually applies to you and what's going to actually help you out, instead of just trying to blind copy everybody, blind copy all the advice you get. The problem with one-size-fits-all advice is that we're so flooded with tips and tricks and quick hacks and all these crazy things, and people tend to forget that we're all different. We're all individual people. Everything isn't going to apply to you all the time, especially when it comes to actual advice, when it comes to getting to where you want to go. And whether it's their morning routines, the habits that they do, the mindsets they want you to adopt, or just general advice, general tips and tricks, some of those things can really make sense for them and make sense for where they are. But if you don't have that context, it's hard for you to kind of apply it to your own self, to your own life. Something that can work for somebody else can break what you have going on. It can actually break what you want to do and break your progress. And constant advice can make you feel like you're behind and like you're doing something wrong, because you're always hearing all these different answers from all these different people. It seems like everybody has all the answers. When you're just being bombarded with advice and being bombarded with a lot of different things and tips and tricks, and here's my morning routine that got me X, Y, and Z, here's the books I read and all these things. There's nothing wrong with those types of advice or videos or content, but if you're not sorting through it and actually applying what can help you out and filtering out the things that are going to make you better, and you're just taking it all and throwing it in your big bucket of stuff you want to do, or your big bucket of advice that you're just constantly taking in all the time, some things are going to work for you and some things aren't going to work for you. Same goes for the videos on this channel. These things are my ideas, my thoughts, things that I've read, things that I have experienced, but it's not always going to apply to you. It's not always going to help you out all the time, and that's okay. Do your own research, get guidance from other people, get advice from other people, do different things, watch different types of content, explore all these different areas, and then take what you can actually apply, take what will actually help you out. And there's a trap of copy and paste self-improvement going on right now. With all the content being pushed out on the internet, a lot of people are just adopting all these different things, and they're pushing towards goals and pushing towards things that they don't even want to push towards. They're copying somebody else's blueprint to get a result that they don't even really want for themselves. They're copying things to get things that they don't even really want. You got to figure out what you actually want, because your progress stalls when you stop listening to yourself and you just start copying and pasting from everybody else. It's like if somebody you think has a pretty good physique and their advice is to eat 6,000 calories a day and eat that between 6 meals a day, and then go to the gym twice a day for 2 hours, and that's how they got that way, and you just blindly followed all of that, it probably wouldn't work for you. It probably wouldn't work for the vast majority of people. You probably wouldn't even be able to keep up with that type of stuff. It wouldn't do you any favors. It wouldn't. Training like you're about to go on stage for the Olympia isn't gonna help the average person that just wants to look better and the average person that wants to put on a little bit more muscle. You have to do things differently depending on what your goals are. And that's a trap that I fell into, especially with the fitness thing. I started following advice for people that were stepping on stage, and while a lot of that stuff can help you, you can't follow it all blindly, because then you're gonna be going down a road that you're not even trying to go down. You're not, unless you want to go on stage, go for it. But for me, I was like, oh, I'm not even trying to go on stage, so why am I gonna follow all of this stuff to a T? And then I picked some things that worked for me, I modified it to myself, and now I'm at a point where I have a decent physique, and I'm still just putting on muscle slowly, and I'm staying lean. Advice is only as good as your self-awareness. You have to look at advice like it's a compass. It points you in the right direction, but you still have to walk in that direction to get to where you want to go. And if the advice is pointing you in the opposite direction of where you want to go, it's not wise to follow it. Without that self-awareness, a lot of advice becomes noise, and it becomes a big distraction. It becomes as big as a distraction as all the other external stuff, like doom scrolling or the news or just anything else that's meant to just distract you and keep you from doing what you want to do. Real growth comes from taking in all that advice, pulling it apart in the context of your own life, and then trying some things out, because you don't know what's going to work for you. And the things that work, you keep them. The things that don't work, you throw it out, and then you keep going. You keep repeating that cycle. That's with all information. And that's how you really get better at certain things. That's how you add one brick by brick and get better and better just a little bit each day. And also, advice that worked for you last year won't always work for you today. You have to reevaluate the things that you apply all the time, because you could start doing things out of just straight habit, and then you're doing things that don't serve who you are today because you changed your mind on certain things, or you just grew in certain areas. And chasing endless advice can be a form of avoidance. If you're constantly just taking in content about what you should do, or just trying to always learn things, like, I heard somebody say, I think it was Jim Quick, self-help becomes shelf help, because you're just always just taking in stuff and you're not really applying it. That's a form of avoidance, because you're not actually doing anything with the advice and information that you're taking in. You're just doing it just to feel like you're doing something. You're always watching and you're never doing anything. It's not about what you should be watching or intaking. It's about, what do I need and what can I apply right now that'll help me get to where I want to go. And like I said, it's not about avoiding all this stuff. It's about taking it in, pulling it apart, and seeing what works for you. And that's how people get wise over time. They learn so much things over the course of their life, and they discard all the things that don't work for them, and they only keep what works for them. And then they share that knowledge with whoever wants the knowledge shared with them, whether it's their family or friends or the internet or whoever else. You can learn from others, but make it fit your goals, your rhythm, your environment, and who you want to be in the future. So yeah, most advice won't work for you until you know who you are today and who you want to get to in the future. And when you do identify those two things, you'll be able to take in all the advice and information you want. You can do it all day, every day, and learn as much as you want. And you'll be able to discard the things that aren't going to work for you. So slow down, experiment with some things, and just listen inward. See what is actually going to work for you later on, or right now. See what's going to work for you now, and reevaluate that stuff all the time. You want to do it every quarter, then cool, that's fine. But just take note on what's working and what isn't working, and always get rid of what isn't working, and always try to find new things that will work for who you are right now. And you don't always need more advice all the time. You could have some advice or some information that you already know about, and you can just filter through that right now. You need more awareness than anything. If you got this far, my name is TJ. Let me know below, what is some advice that you discarded, and what's some advice that actually works for you right now, and what's some advice that's going to help you get to where you want to go in the future. If you found this helpful, consider liking, consider subscribing. I got some more stuff on the way, on the road to 100, so hopefully we get there. But until then, I'll see y'all on the next one.